Dengvaxia made a big impression as the world's first dengue vaccine, and the country quickly took it in, giving it to more than 800,000 children. But the excitement turned to anxiety when its maker, Sanofi Pasteur, reveals the possibility Dengvaxia may cause severe illness for some of those who took it. Now medical experts looking into deaths supposedly related to Dengvaxia have released their findings. Our Trisha Terada gives us the details.
Because of fears the Dengvaxia issue has brought to the parents of its young recipients, experts from the University of the Philippines Philippine General Hospital have released its findings about 14 deaths initially linked to Dengvaxia. Medical experts found that 3 out of the 14 children who died after receiving the dengue vaccine suffered dengue complications despite receiving Dengvaxia. 2 of these could be attributed to vaccine failure. In one case, the vaccine may not have worked in the child whose results show he failed to develop antibodies despite receiving Dengvaxia. The other one, who had prior dengue history, received Dengvaxia yet remained vulnerable to a second mosquito bite. Still, experts say they need to examine tissue samples for a more thorough investigation. Based on their probe, one child died 4 days after receiving Dengvaxia, prompting experts to say that the child might have had dengue even before he was injected with the vaccine. This then cannot be classified as a vaccine failure. Of the 14 cases, 3 had serious illnesses that were unrelated to Dengvaxia. 6 children died within 30 days after being vaccinated, but these were not because of dengue. They have not found a strong link between the children's deaths and Dengvaxia. 2 others could not be determined due to lack of information.
Pinagtibay nito ang naging desisyon ng departamento na ipatigil ang dengue immunization program dahil ang Dengvaxia ay hindi dapat ipatupad sa ilalim ng isang mass immunization program na hindi sinusuri muna kung nagkaroon na ba ng dengue ang isang bata o kaya siya ay may ibang sakit.
Through these findings, medical experts are trying to allay fears of parents whose children receive Dengvaxia.
So yung ganun ang mindset ng mga bata, maling-mali na. Dahil may Dengvaxia, mamamatay na sila. Doesn't mean na mamamatay na siya. Kasi magagamot naman ang dengue. We have to be very vigilant. We need to intervene early enough.
Prior to the study of UPPGH experts, the Public Attorney's Office had claimed possible links of children's deaths to Dengvaxia after their in-house autopsy team pointed out recurring patterns. But forensic pathologist Maria Cecilia Lim says a doctor cannot simply draw assumptions by merely opening and observing dead bodies. She says it takes a more complicated and tedious process to draw valid conclusions. This would entail a closer look at tissues through a microscope and a correlation of existing medical histories.
Not because you're a doctor doesn't mean you know how to perform an autopsy. Hindi po kayang matutunan ang autopsy sa pag-attend ng lecture o pag-attend ng workshop, maski na mag-attend ka ng workshop ng 1 taon.
This is why experts advise parents of children who died after receiving Dengvaxia to have their children's bodies examined only by legitimate forensic pathologists.
For medical autopsies, which includes all these Dengvaxia associated deaths or suspected deaths, must be performed by pathologists. Not all doctors are created equal. Autopsy is not a subject in med school.
Sana naman magtulungan tayo sa mga magulang na ang pag-autopsiya bukas ang isip nila doon dahil ito'y makakasagot ng maraming tanong. At sana ang papayagan nila mag-autopsy yung mga makakabigay ng buong report mula sa pagtingin hanggang sa DNA.
The Philippine Society of Pathologists are offering free autopsies for parents who suspect their children died after receiving Dengvaxia. For now, experts call for calm and enjoin parents to be vigilant of signs of dengue like fever and other flu-like symptoms.
Because dengue from a patient who has Dengvaxia or not will still be the same presentation. These are still the manifestations of dengue with or without Dengvaxia.
When these symptoms are observed, parents are advised to give their children lots of fluids and immediately seek medical help. Trisha Terada, CNN Philippines.
Doctors are appealing to parents, don't skip your child's immunization for other diseases in the wake of the Dengvaxia controversy. Dr. Sally Gatchalian, Vice President of the Philippine Pediatric Society, says the Dengvaxia scare has resulted in a decline in the number of child immunizations for other diseases. These include the required vaccines for flu, measles, polio, and tuberculosis for infants and children.
Vaccination programs are one of the most cost-effective preventive health measure. In-state din po yun ng World Health Organization. And it is one of the greatest achievements in public health.
East Avenue Medical Center pediatrician Ramon Severino says while vaccines are not 100% effective, vaccinated children still have a higher chance of being protected from diseases.
Napatunay na namin nag-work tong vaccine na ito. Kaya tama si Dr. Sally bakit natin hindi nadadama ang polio? Almost complete eradication ang polio Bakit? Because of our compliance. And of course, our the health department knows well that it could really prevent, nabanggit ni Dr. Cabral, yung vaccine preventable disease. Ang iniwasan lang natin to the point where may magkasakit na bata, isa lang, pwedeng mag-outbreak yon.
Just this week, a video went viral on social media showing a member of an urban poor group, Kadamay, allegedly selling his unit to an outsider. The group, however, denies the allegation, saying it was a setup by the Duterte administration. Our Rex Remigio tells us why.
As we are about to enter the compound of Kadamay-occupied houses in Pandi, Bulacan, we notice security is tight, just like an exclusive subdivision. It took a while before the men at the checkpoint let us in. My cameraman walks around to take videos, with a Kadamay officer tailing him not far behind. The officer checks out the videos and even follows him inside the units. Their justification to prevent authorities from harassing them and to keep people from doing something that could malign them. Just like what happened in the video posted by the National Housing Authority, showing a Kadamay member allegedly selling his unit to an outsider.
Minsan narahas po kami ng mga, lalo po yung mga ng gobyerno na tinatakot, panggigipit po dito.
Kadamay members launch a protest to deny the allegations and say this was made up by the Duterte administration as part of a grand plan to evict them from their units in favor of soldier and police beneficiaries.
Sa kasalukuyan, wala man lang na itutulong ang gobyerno sa mga maralitang tulad namin, lalo na dito sa relokasyon.
The man in the video, Jerry Lavado, even resurfaces to deny that he is selling his unit. He claims he was simply helping out a neighbor who needed money for his son's hospital bills. That's why they pawned a nearby idle housing unit to a buyer named Leo Bautista, who has not been seen after giving the down payment. Lavado claims the NHA just framed him up through Bautista to make Kadamay look bad.
Hindi po namin alam na yung Leo Bautista na nagbigay sa amin ng pera, isa lang din pong pain. Na-prenup lang kami ng NHA.
Lavado apologizes for his actions. Kadamay chairperson Gloria Arellano says he will face disciplinary action. The palace meanwhile is now investigating the matter.
Hindi naman dapat pagkaakitaan yung binigay na ng Presidente na para magkaroon ng katuparan, yung karapatan namang ng pabahay sa ilang mga miyembro ng Kadamay.
Kadamay is appealing to the government to give jobs to their members to resist the temptation to pawn their state-provided houses. But if the Duterte administration forces them out of their homes, the group warns it will fight to the end. Rex Remigio, CNN, Philippines.
More local news later on the show, but first, a check on the top stories from around the world. A van plows into pedestrians in a busy Shanghai street Friday morning. 18 people were injured, including the 40-year-old driver. Police said the man lost control of the vehicle and drove into the sidewalk after the van caught fire. The van knocked down several people, then hit a tree. Police added the driver was smoking and driving while carrying hazardous material illegally. The incident is under investigation. More than 900 miners have been rescued after they were trapped in a South African mine for at least 24 hours. This comes after a violent storm knocked out the electricity supply on Wednesday. Officials announced Friday morning that all miners have been freed from the gold mine located in the city of Tinesen. A spokesman for the managing company confirmed the miners are all accounted for and are safe. Still no relief in Cape Town, South Africa, amid a water crisis. The city now implementing new emergency water restrictions because of a drought. Residents are being asked to cut the amount of municipal water they use each day to just 50 liters, or just a little over 13 gallons. That allotment is down significantly from 87 liters. Residents who ignore the restrictions face fines and installation of water management meters. The Energy Department says there is no need to raise fares even though fuel taxes have gone up. Instead, subsidies and discounts could be extended to jeepney drivers. And we give you a peek at the third installment of a local fast food chain's Valentine's series of commercials. Those stories next here in Newsnight, where we go above and beyond the headlines. Facebook Live, let's do a recap of the Kadamay story. That is an urban poor group that took over some housing units in Bulacan. Well, now what's happening is that the Kadamay is denying that they've been selling off housing units. The man in that viral video, what he claims is that he was trying to help someone else get money for his child's medication. Still, authorities investigating in Malacanang, the president's spokesman, Harry Roque, commenting on this, saying that what had been given by government should not have been sold. We have some reactions now to the Kadamay story. Susanita Tasiorna, hindi naman kasi sa inyo yan. And a comment on the Dengvaksha story, Cecil Sacopla, saying children are not guinea pigs. Now I know why my mother strongly reminded us when we were kids not to let any health worker give us anything like this. And we'd like to say hello to some people watching us now. Rod Dizon in South Korea, E.A. De La Cruz in Kuwait, Stephen Mitchell, Bernardo Mercado. Thank you for being with us. Tell us what you think of our stories. Comment down below or tweet us, tag us at CNN Philippines.